Hello everyone, this is Isabel, and today I'm going to be sharing one of the ways that I use up all my scraps. One of the things that I like to do is to get all my scraps, and I have a lot of them, and I just stamp randomly. I gather a whole bunch of stamps and just stamp according to the size of the scrap that I happen to reach for. I have a little drawer full of scraps, and I have even more scraps than that, but it's easy just to get it out of that one little drawer that I have, and they're all really small scraps. So I just reach for whatever stamp will fit the the scrap. And so if the paper that I reach for has some type of pattern that I can work with, I'll stamp on the pattern itself. If not, I will stamp on the back of the pattern paper if it's a paper that I don't think that I will use. So really it's just random how I decide what I'm going to stamp on and where I'm going to stamp on as well. And so for some of these that you see the hole punch, they're just ends of other scraps that I've cut into. And some of these are colors that I won't use for my art journaling, so I'm just stamping in the back, and I'll end up using these stamped scraps for random tags, or maybe if I make clusters, or if I work on my, I like to do the Rolodex cards where I use very small pieces of paper, or when I work on my index cards, also I use up small pieces of paper, so it's easy to grab some of these scraps and work with them. And this gives me an option whether to use the actual pattern paper or to use the stamped image that I've made. Also, it allows me to use the stamps. I have so many stamps that I've bought through the years that sometimes just never get used. And so this is one way that I'm able to stamp randomly, keep them in a folder or in a pouch or in a bag, and just reach for them whenever I need something for my journaling. So I also, one of the other things that I like to do is make die cuts. I'll just choose a day where I want to work in my room but don't really have time to really do a full-blown project. This is one of the ways that allows me to work in my room with my paper and my stamps or my dies or anything like that, and allows me to still get something done but still get to play with my supplies. And so this stamping that I'm doing is just, it's just a matter of just what do I reach for, and I'm being picky with the stamps that I'm using, not so much because of the design, but more just the size of the stamp itself and the size of the scrap that I'm reaching for. So that's really all I'm doing. So this is just something that I tend to do when like I said, when I don't have anything, that any project that I want to start, or when I just don't have a lot of time to actually work in my room. This is one of the ways that I get to work in my room and play with my stuff. I love to paper craft. I love to create a whole bunch of, things to keep my memories, and this is just one of the things that I do that allows me to be able to reach for stamped images without um, putting any time into it once I actually start doing the journal itself. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time.